watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio, and now streaming at KPVM.TV. I'm Rory Rosell.
And I'm Ava Parducci, and today is Friday, July 26th.
Well, the Department of Motor Vehicles is currently closed after a building fire, according to officials. The Pahrump residents can visit any other DMV location while the building is closed. No appointments are necessary. The Pahrump DMV is unsure when it will be open and if it will be open on Monday. The DMV also adds that all customers and staff were safe and no injuries were reported. The cause of the fire has not yet been released, and News 25 will have an update on the cause of this fire on Monday's newscast. And in our top story, earlier today, former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama officially endorsed Kamala Harris. Former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama have endorsed Kamala Harris in her White House bid, giving the Vice President the expected but still crucial backing of the nation's two most popular Democrats. The endorsement, which has been announced today, Friday, July 26th, came following Harris building her momentum for the Democratic Party nominee ahead of the 2024 general election. This also highlights the friendships between the potentially historic link between the nation's first black president and first woman, with the first black woman and the first Asian descendant to serve as vice president, who is also now working to break those barriers at the presidential rank. We called to say, Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and do everything we can to get you through the election into the Oval Office, the former president tells Harris. The former First Lady Michelle Obama says, I can't have this phone call without saying to my girl Kamala, I am proud of you and this is going to be historic. Biden endorsed Harris within an hour of announcing his decision on Sunday to end his campaign amid the widespread concern about the 81-year-old president's ability to defeat Trump. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, House Democrat Leader Hakeem Jeffries, former House Minority Whip Jim Clyburn, former President Bill Clinton, and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton also followed in this endorsement days later.
So many vital political events have occurred in recent weeks across the country, leading up to Election Day on November 5th. News 25 Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers now joins us from the big city with a deeper look at the handling of President Trump's attempted assassination.
Immediately after being shot, U.S. President Donald J. Trump continues to tirelessly campaign across the nation, leaving conservatives perplexed at the lack of transparency when it comes to security protocols that day in PA. If any U.S. president's life was threatened, wouldn't the acting U.S. presidential cabinet demand justice, as the current reaction looks even more suspect?
Thomas Jefferson wrote the immortal words that guide this nation. George Washington showed us presidents are not kings. Abraham Lincoln, who implored us to reject malice. Franklin Roosevelt, who inspired us to reject fear. One of those rare moments in history when the decisions we make now will determine our fate of our nation and the world for decades to come.
The FBI claimed to Congress that it could not confirm if the 45th president was hit by glass, shrapnel, or a bullet.
We have to decide, do we still believe in honesty, decency, respect, freedom, justice, and democracy? We can see those we disagree with not as enemies, but as fellow Americans. Can we do that? Does character and public life still matter?
Former White House physician Ronnie Jackson penned, there is absolutely no evidence that it was anything other than a bullet.
Cherish it so much. A cause of American democracy itself. We must unite to protect it. You know, in recent weeks, it's become clear to me that I need to unite my party in this critical endeavor. I believe my record as president, my leadership in the world, my vision for America's future, all merited a second term. But nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy.
Dr. Jackson served as the appointed White House physician for 14 years in both Obama and Trump administrations and has called on Congress to correct the record.
I'll keep calling out hate and extremism. Make it clear there is no place in America for political violence or any violence ever, period. We're also securing our border. Border crossings are lower today than when the previous administration left office. When Ben Franklin was asked, as he emerged from the convention going on, whether the founders have given America a monarchy or republic, Franklin's response was a republic, if you can keep it. A republic, if you can keep it.
VP nominee J.D. Vance is holding a rally Tuesday afternoon in Henderson. Proudly reporting from Las Vegas, I'm Maria Centers with News 25 Las Vegas.
Thank you, Maria. Well, the Nye County Sheriff's Office has arrested 4 people after deputies found a 7-year-old boy tied up and blindfolded in the desert heat.
Jody and Michael Tracy, along with Melissa Byington and Courtney Flores Tracy, are facing child abuse charges after a 7-year-old boy was found bound and blindfolded on a porch in 104-degree heat. On July 23rd, deputies responded to the reports of child abuse and discovered the boy with his arms and legs tied and his face covered with 3 masks. He was crying with flushed, dry skin and had visible ligature marks. The boy was allegedly tied up as a punishment for wetting the bed, according to his mother, Jody Tracy. She claimed it was a lesson and that the boy had been outside for 10 to 15 minutes. Her husband, Michael Tracy, along with her 2 daughters, Melissa Byington and Courtney Flores Tracy, were also arrested for their involvement and awareness of the child abuse. According to the declaration, the family admitted to routinely using these methods as discipline for the boy. Melissa Byington and Courtney Flores Tracy reportedly told police officers that they did not believe the situation constituted child abuse. A male of the Tracy residence claimed that in addition to the child being bound and left in the heat, the child was routinely left in a dog crate during the night so as to not roam around the house. Jody and Michael Tracy, Melissa Byington, and Courtney Flores Tracy were all charged with child abuse, with bail set at $20,000 for each. The child was transported to the hospital and the Division of Child and Family Services have been contacted.
And we'll have more news on the other side of this break.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by Da Shop LV, vape and smoke accessories where you can always find the Aloha spirit. Located at 1555 East Flamingo Road in Las Vegas.
Welcome back to News 25. The Tropicana Hotel in Las Vegas has accepted a merger deal with one of their shareholders for $4.6 billion. News 25 has the details.
Bally's Corporation, the company that operates Tropicana Las Vegas, announced that they have agreed to buy out at a valued $4.6 billion. The company said that they had entered a merger agreement with Standard General, its largest shareholder. Under the deal, Standard General will purchase all of Bally's outstanding stock at $18.25 per share, and Bally's will merge with the Queens Casino and Entertainment, which operates 4 casinos across 3 states. Bally's says it expects the purchase to be completed next year. Bally is the operator of the Tropicana Las Vegas until it closed this past April. The property is still processing, being demolished to make way for a new baseball stadium. A new hotel casino resort is also planned for this site, although executives say they have not anticipated any timeline for construction. CEO Robson Reeves said in a statement that Bally's will continue its development pipeline, including construction of their permanent casino resort in Chicago. The company also operates Bally's Lake Tahoe in State Line, Nevada. Well, there is a new food recall spreading across the United States, and Ava Parducci tells us what foods you should be looking out for.
An important update regarding a nationwide recall involving produce and deli meat sold at major retailers is undergo right now. Currently, 33 people are hospitalized and 2 dead. Weyers Farm, based in Ohio, has expanded a voluntary recall of various produce products due to contamination with Listeria monocytogenes, along with Boar's Head Provision Company recalling deli meat products. This recall includes produce packed between July 5th and 12th,
and deli meat packed between June 11th and July 17th, 2024. The affected items include cucumbers, green bell peppers, jalapenos, parsley, and other vegetables, both bulk and prepackaged, along with over 200,000 pounds of deli meat products that were shipped to retail locations nationwide. Consumers who have purchased these recalled items are urged to discard them immediately or return them to the store for a full refund. Listeria can cause severe illness, especially in pregnant individuals, the elderly, and those with weakened immune systems. Symptoms can include mild food poisoning like diarrhea or fever, but in severe cases, it can lead to serious health complications or death. Consumers with questions regarding specific recalls should contact the appropriate company directly. If you are experiencing severe negative health effects from either Wyers Farm or Boar's Head Provision Company products, you are urged to contact your healthcare provider.
The UNLV Beam Hall is said to be opening back up just 9 months after the heartbreaking shooting that took 3 professors' lives. Rory has this story.
Classes are expected to resume in fall for the UNLV building, where 4 members were shot in last December. The Frank and Estella Beam Hall, which has been closed amid an investigation into the shooting and to repair the damages that were done by law enforcement during the initial search and evacuation. University officials have invested significant time and resources into enhancing security at the Beam Hall. Despite these efforts, some students may still feel uneasy about returning into this building. It has been nearly 9 months since 3 professors were tragically shot and killed at the Beam Hall at the UNLV campus, which has been closed ever since. The plan to reopen the building starts with this new school year. Body-worn camera footage from that day of the shooting showed that officers were unable to access many locked rooms inside of the Beam Hall and started battering through drywall in effort to ensure that neither shooter nor the victims were concealed inside. On Thursday, UNLV President Keith Whitfield announced the forthcoming reopening of the Beam Hall, highlighting key upgrades that were aimed to keep campus security. The planned improvements include access to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th floors will be restricted for those with a proximity card or stairwell key throughout the fall semesters. 5 video surveillance cameras have been installed in elevator lobbies on the 1st through 5th floors as a part of a pilot program. A security desk has been set up on the 1st floor of the hall where the uniformed security guards will be present during building hours throughout the entire fall semester. Over 130 damaged doors and/or door frames in the Beam Hall have been replaced, along with an additional 350 doors in other campus buildings that were affected on the December 6th incident. The fire alarm systems on floors 3 through 5 have also been updated. New telephones with advanced emergency notification features have also been installed in each classroom. The Beam Hall is set to reopen on August 13th. Well, the brightly illuminated Sphere in Las Vegas will be broadcasting the 2024 Paris Olympics tonight.
Tonight, for the first time, the Sphere Las Vegas will broadcast highlights from the Paris Olympics opening ceremony. The highly anticipated global event will be presented on the Sphere's programmable LED exterior. Highlights will be viewable from 8 to 11 p.m. West Coast time. Go Team USA!
And we'll have your sports report on the other side of this break.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. Here's Mikey with your look at sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Las Vegas Aviators dropped one last night in the
Battle of Nevada.
12-3 to the Reno Aces. Rematch this evening at 6:35. Highlights from the Paris Olympics opening ceremony will be shown on Sphere Las Vegas on Friday. NBC Universal announced that it will showcase segments of its coverage on the Exosphere, Sphere's fully programmable LED exterior. The Golden Knights, Las Vegas Aviators, and ULV's athletics department celebrate Southern Nevadans who commit to the region's seasonal watering schedules. Check this video out on YouTube. And the Vegas Nighthawks kick off their first ever playoff bid tomorrow evening. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you so much, Mikey. Well, now here's Mikey telling us what's cooking on Classic Country Breakfast on Ace Country Radio and streaming on channel 28.5 and now on our Ace Country Radio app.
Howdy. You caught me listening to the new Ace Country Radio app. You can too by downloading it wherever you get your apps. On the menu this week on Classic Country Breakfast, born on July 22nd in Glimmer, Texas, Don Henley. We'll celebrate him. Born on July 29th in Decatur, Illinois, Allison Krauss. We'll celebrate her. In the Not an Oldie But a Goodie segment, my special guest, local singer-songwriter Matt Hughes calls the show to talk about his music. Also, William Lee Golden from the Oak Ridge Boys calls the show to talk about his band William Lee Golden and the Goldens, what it was like to record with Ray Charles, and how music helps him heal.
It's the best medicine so far. Last night we were on the Grand Ole Opry. They honored my son, Rusty Golden, and his music and his journey. And the last time we had been there, he was on stage with our family. And so when I'm not with the Oak Ridge Boys singing, I go out and sing songs and play music with my family, my kids and my grandkids.
Classic Country Breakfast this Sunday morning at 8 on Ace Country Radio, streaming at channel 25.8, and now on the new Ace Country Radio app.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
It's looking really hot outside.
Yes, and Mikey's going to have our weather forecast coming up after the break.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. I'm Mike Ruhan from the Channel 25 Weather Studios, streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Let's check out this weather map. 95 degrees in Fernley, Fallonsaw 97 degrees, Carson City 92, Tonopah, that looks pleasant, 89 degrees, Goldfield 91, Beatty 103, Amargosa 108, and Vegas 107. Out in Death Valley, that's pretty warm, 119. But here in the paradise of Pahrump, our current temperature is 105. We hit 106 a little bit earlier. Winds out of the south-southwest, 15 miles per hour. Humidity went up to 11%. The sun rose this morning at 5:45. It'll set this evening. Look for it to go away at 7:53 as we go down to a low of 80 degrees. Humidity is going to go up a little bit to 17%. And the wind, 17 out of the southeast with clear skies. Let's check out the rest of the week. Tomorrow, look out for that wind, 20 miles per hour, 104. But Sunday looks nice. We got 100 degrees. We haven't seen 100 degrees in a while. It's been over 100 degrees for I don't know how long, but it goes back up starting Tuesday and Wednesday. But we'll get through it. Back to the desk.
Thank you so much, Mikey. Well, that is going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Rory Rosell.
And I'm Ava Perducci. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend.
Good night.